Hello, welcome everyone. This is Patty Bennett, and I am so happy you have joined me today for my weekly live crafting video. Today we have such cute cards to look at and create. I am going to show you how to use the Stampin' Up! All Zipped Up bundle to make a fun variety of cards, and we will go through all the parts and pieces, how to die cut them, lots of fun options and tips, and we will create a couple of them together. So if you are joining live, it will be 10 a.m. Pacific time, Friday, March 7th. But if you are watching a replay, then that is totally fabulous. Either way, say hello. Tell me that you're here. And if you're watching live, I will be able to respond to your comments. That is the fun of these Friday videos, that we get to chat with each other. So, hey, I see Tracy and Tammy are on. I know I'm about a minute early, so I'm just going to give everybody just a little bit of time to find the live. If you're watching a replay, you know the routine. Skip ahead. I'll just show you while you all are jumping on. I'll just show you some of these cute cards. Look at this fun variety of cards, occasions. Can you think of people you might want to send one of these to? It's kind of like thinking back to my childhood. This is like a Mr. Rogers card. And I think in my blog post tomorrow, I mentioned, I think it was this one. I said, if this were really a zip-up hoodie or sweatshirt or sweater for sale, I'd buy it because I love that. I think I'd buy that one as well. But anyway, we're going to go through all of this together. So just say hi if you're jumping in, and we'll get started in about 30 seconds. Hey, Robin, Lori, welcome. So nice to see you, Jeanne. Oh, good. Okay, so Robin, yes, that is one thing we are going to talk about. She said she loved my idea about making the different necklines. So that's something we're going to look at. Do you see how some of them have a scoop? Some of them have kind of a, not a sharp V, right? But a V. This one is like a sweetheart neckline. This one's even extra special. So I have used Stampin' Up! Punches and dies to make the necklines look different. And I thought that was something kind of fun, and I will be showing you how to do that as well. I'm glad you liked it, Robin. Hi, Barbara. Hi, blah, blah, blah. Wow, rewind that tape. Hi, Anne. Hey, Marcia, Patricia, Connie, Debbie, Kathy. I am so glad that you are all here. Thank you for joining me. We'll give everybody about 10 more seconds, and then we will just dive into these fun zipped up cards. Hi, Lois. Hey, Shan, Connie, Terry. How is everyone doing today? Tammy says, Teacher Patty in full effect. Yep, that is Friday, right? That is Teacher Patty. Comes alive on Fridays. Okay, so Anne, you took the words right out of my mouth. She said, taking the paper doll aesthetic to the next level. That is exactly what I was thinking when I was making all of these this week. It took me back to the 60s and 70s. I played with Betsy McCall, paper dolls all the time, could not wait for the McCall's magazine to come out every month so that I could get my new Betsy McCall figure and all the new, like, I'm sure they were all dresses back then because, you know, we didn't really wear pants that much, but get all the new clothing items. And that's what this reminded me of. Exactly, Anne. We're on the same wavelength. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, hey. Hi, I see Tanya and Stacy, Diane, Barbie, Becky. Hello. Welcome, everyone. So glad you're here. So today we are using the Stampin' Up! All Zipped Up bundle. I knew immediately when I saw it, I wanted it, but I also knew it might have just a little bit of a learning curve, and it did. But that's why I'm here, is to show you how to use it, what parts to die cut, how to layer them together so that you don't have to guess. So there we go. And a cute stamp set. It's not necessary to have the set if you want to make these cards with the zipper and all the layers. So this is kind of optional. You know, usually I always say, oh, you've got to get the bundle. But if you had some of these other greetings or images and you just wanted to get the dies, you can totally do that. In fact, let me just show you super quickly, just before we head any further. It's part of the online exclusive release that I blogged about earlier this week and in my newsletter. There are suites and bundles and stamp sets available to everyone. The all zipped up bundle is back here. It's kind of like, I think it's the next to the last page, or it's towards the back of this PDF that I shared with you. So here's where you can see, you can get the bundle at the discount, or you could just buy the stamp set or the dies. There are separate ordering codes for those and separate prices other than the bundle price. So that's up to you. But if you don't have this, make sure that you have downloaded this from my blog post or from my newsletter so that you know all of these new things that are available from Stampin' Up. So, welcome everyone. My name is Patty Bennett. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I will be celebrating 30 years. 30 years. Can you believe that? 30 years as a demonstrator in a couple of months. So we're going to do something big. Like, don't you worry. We are going to have some fun. And I blog at pattystamps.com. I think I've been doing that about 18 years. So you can go see my nearly 7,000 blog posts there if you need some additional inspiration beyond today. And we will be using this adorable all zipped up bundle today. So let's look at the samples first. I'm going to show you all the parts and pieces that you need to die cut, and then we're going to make a couple of these together. Oh, welcome, Joni. Hi, Joanne. Hello, everybody. Hi, Patty. Jolene. Mary is here. Renee is here. Hello, everybody. Deidre. Hi, Hope. Awesome. You are welcome for the download. Hi, Sharon in Ohio. Welcome, welcome. So no particular order. Let's just look through these real quickly. This is from one of the scrapbooking kits. I believe it's called Everyday You and Me. I used it in my scrapbooking series in February. No, was this, Tammy, was this January that we used this? I think this was January that we used this scrapbooking kit. And I had some leftover pieces, so I made this cute card. And I just loved the plaid pockets on here. I'm going to kind of show you how to mix and match. And like Anne said, the paper doll effect, right? And then look how cute. I thought this was really adorable to add some little, like a rivet or button look to the pockets. You can do that wherever you want, but I thought that was a fun touch. And this has the rounded neckline, so we'll go through that in a minute. This one also has the rounded neckline that I did with the circle punch. And like I said in the beginning, this is sort of taking me back to my Mr. Rogers days. This is timeless plaid paper. I embossed the pockets with the herringbone embossing folder just to give it kind of a almost a knit look. Doesn't it kind of look like maybe a knit? I don't know, sort of like a hoodie. Might be difficult to see, but the t-shirt that I put under there, I actually embossed that with the timber embossing folder. I wanted it to just have a little bit of a fabric look, but not like overboard. So after I embossed that piece of, I think it's balmy blue, I actually took my bone folder and I like kind of smoothed out. Maybe I ironed it. Maybe that's a good word. And I tried to get some of the texture out, just enough to kind of show. So that's a fun idea. And then speaking of plaid, here's another one with timeless plaid. And I thought this was just kind of a nice neutral. This could be a really fun Father's Day card. I don't know. I thought that one turned out really nice. I loved just all these kind of smoky slate pebbled path sort of muted colors on this one. And again, embossing the pockets. This one is, it's this folder, and I didn't label this one. I don't know what this one, I think it's Cute Crochet, I think is what it's called. But just again, a different little fun element to the card. Let's go through one more that's a little bit on the more masculine side. This paper is actually from Lily Pond Lane. Let me see if I have, oh, I do. I have a piece that's not used. So on the back, there are ducks. This card is actually made with that pattern, and then I embossed this with distressed tile. I really wanted to make it look like some sort of fabric, and I thought that was a fun look. Jolene, I posted that yesterday, and we're going to go over that. I'm going to tell you how I did all the necklines, but I posted a graphic yesterday with all the information about that. So I'm glad that it caught your eye. We will be going over that. So I added some of the pockets to this one, and it's just from the leftover scrap of this card. And let's see, last one that's not kind of a little bit of a feminine, well, this one is feminine, but I mean, now we're moving into that. I decided to add a necklace to this cute neckline, and that is the low profile dots, one of them colored with a Stampin' Blend. And I thought that was kind of fun. That's the To the Point punch, and I'll show you that. Don't worry, we'll go over it. The background is full of life designer paper, and I think the pockets are from the Boca, so is the shirt, and all of that is embossed just to give it a little bit of a fabric look. Let's see, these two are the mixed media floral paper, and I just had a really good time mixing and matching patterns and colors. You know me, if you've been around a while, if you've followed my projects, my anything that I post, you know I like to mix and match. I think it kind of goes back to if I could be a quilter, if I had time and money, I probably would, or space. Space is the main thing, right? But my mom was a quilter, my grandma was a quilter, my great aunts were quilters, my great grandma was a quilter, and I think all of that mix and match of pattern and color sort of trickled down into my blood, so to speak. And so I love mixing and matching. And I think both of those turned out fun. And you can see you don't even have to add the pockets. If you don't want to do pockets, you can just make it look a little bit different without pockets. This one, I used that herringbone embossing folder on the two-tone Daffodil Delight paper. It is a new sort of a scrapbooking product. And I think that it looks a lot like just a knit kind of a hoodie or a sweater. I like this look. I think that turned out really cool. So this is the light side of the Daffodil Delight two-tone, and this trim piece is the dark side of the two-tone paper. And then, oh man, I don't even remember. Oh, this is out of the Meant to Be scrapbooking kit. Has teeny little flowers on it. And that is Daffodil Delight to pull in with the mixed media floral paper. I thought that was just a fun mix and match of colors, patterns, textures. And then the last one I have to show today is this one, and it is also from the Lily Pond Lane package of designer paper. So no ducks, no frogs, no wildlife, no lily pads, no grass, just stripes and flowers. And I liked that. I thought it was fun. And then I just thought, you know what, let's like pop this up with some black. So this is from the mixed media floral, the same as this pack. That is one of the black patterns in there. And then by adding the little black dots and tucking a little note in the pocket, I just thought this one turned out adorable. So I hope you enjoy this sort of overview variety. I want you to see the possibilities with this bundle other than just, I don't want you to think it's like a one-trick pony, like I make a zipper card, I'm done. Just, you can expand, right? Use up your scraps. Let's look at the supplies that you need. It's not that much paper to create one. But let me just catch up, see if there were any questions. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the texture, the knit, the necklace. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, let's see, Diane is asking about closed captioning. Could someone please post and let her know that the replay will have closed captioning and it will be up this afternoon? Oh, somebody must have asked about the bundle. All Zipped Up bundle is in the online exclusives. I was showing that earlier. And you can purchase it as a bundle, or you can just get the dies, or you can just get the stamp set, and the bundle is 165,402. If you just need the dies, it is 165,401. But even easier than remembering all that, when we're done today, just go to my blog. All of the supplies are listed there. You can click them and just go right to my online store. So just go to pattystamps.com when we are done, and you will find all of the supplies, including all of the paper packs and everything that I used today. So first tip I want to give you, you absolutely are going to want some kind of silver foil paper if you want the zippers to really look like zippers. We currently, I believe, have 2 options, and there might even be a third in an assortment pack. I meant to look and I forgot. But let's see. Can you see? This one has like little lines and it's called textured foil, and this one is just called silver foil. I've listed both of those at the bottom of my blog post today, so you can decide what you'd like. Let me show you the difference, and I don't even know if you'll be able to see. Hang on, I have to find one that's here, this one. Okay, I'm going to hold these up together. I don't even know if you can tell. This one is the textured foil. This one is just regular. And really, I don't think the recipient would ever even know. So if you're trying to use up some scraps or whatever, honestly, I don't think it makes a huge difference. But I liked that there are choices. I was going to do a gold zipper or a different foil. And then I was like, well, not that many pieces of clothing really have other colors of zippers. I mean, you could do that, but I'm like, I'm just going to do the silver. So I just did the silver. Oh, a frog in the pocket. That would be super funny, Anne. I love it. Oh, I'm glad you like all these. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so let's look at the supplies that you need to create one of these cards. So you are going to need 2 pieces. I'm trying to decide what to show you first here. You're going to need 2 pieces of, now, okay, wait, hang on. Let me show you what I did. This is a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, and you can see that my shirt layer, my jacket, I guess it's the jacket, is the 4 by 5 1/4 size. If you want to bump this up to fill the whole card front, you totally can do that. What I'm showing you is for this. So for my cards, I used the 4 by 5 1/4 size. You're going to pick 2 patterns. Or you could do a pattern and a solid, but the 2 patterns are basically for the outside and for the shirt. We'll talk about the pockets in a minute. That can be an optional 3rd pattern, or you could always match the shirt or do a plain color. But you'll need at least 2 pieces, 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to need either a scrap or a piece of solid cardstock if you would like. You know what? Let me show you the one that matches this, because maybe it will make more sense. Where to go? Here, this one. Okay, it'll make more sense if I show you the exact one. If you would like a solid piece here for the trim, then you'll need a solid that goes together, that coordinates. And like I said, you will need a piece of silver foil if you want your zipper to be silver. And approximately, give or take, like 2 1/2 by 6, 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, something in that range, a scrap in that range will give you the piece that you need, the size that you need. And so what we're going to end up doing, and I'll do this with you, but I like to give you the roadmap. We're going to cut this piece. Okay, this piece of the zipper is going to cut on the front part. That's all you're going to cut on the front. And then with your silver scrap, you're going to cut this one again, and we're going to add this. You can't do it at the same time. Well, you might be able to, but I didn't get it to work. So you're going to cut both of these out of the silver, and that is going to give you a piece that looks like this. So that will fit right on top of that. And then you'll decide, you know, what you want for your shirt inside. You're going to have that piece behind it. You'll have your 2 trim pieces. And by the way, these are identical. I know at first I was like, oh, I have to cut one on this side and one on this side. No, these are identical. So don't worry about that. They just gave you 2 so you can cut them at the same time. Okay, and then you're going to have the trim, and then you will have your pocket pieces. And so that is basically the roadmap of where we're headed. I wanted to show you that first, and then we'll actually create together. So let's do this one. Since it's not cut yet, I want to show you all from start to finish so that you can do this yourself and not have any confusion. So here is one tip. I want you to grab your grid paper and put your 4 by 5 1/4. Do you see how I've got it equally between? Sorry, this is glaring. Let me move this. There we go. Okay. So I've got it equally between 4-inch grid lines. I'm doing this because when I lay this first zipper piece down, I want to do my best to get it centered. And so let me zoom in. Hang on. Oops, this way. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this center line. So 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, 4 inches there. Here's the center line. And I am spacing this equally on either side. And it just so happens that it overlaps the mark here of the inch by just like 1/8 of an inch either side. Now, if you want to measure it and, you know, draw a mark and whatever, you can. This was good enough for me. I laid it down, so I've got it equal with those lines, and then I'm just going to space that as best I can so that it's in the center. So let me turn around and die cut this. So that's your first step. Well, that was my first step. You could probably do it differently, but this is my first step. Okay, so step number 1, and it's going to kind of flap loose. Don't worry, this is going to get sealed up. Do not worry about that. That is perfectly fine, but that's all you do to the front piece. So I'm just going to set it aside. Oh, and this, by the way, is from the Meant to Be scrapbooking paper kit if you missed the beginning. So Meant to Be. Then we have, okay, you saw me holding it all, right? You saw, is it under here? Yep. It was hiding. Then we have a piece from the same kit so that it coordinates, and that's going to be my shirt. But I don't just want a straight across shirt, right? We have a cute scoop neckline there. We have a sort of a soft V on this one. We have a pointed V on this one. Soft V there. I told you that I used the to the point punch there. So let's look at how that's done. You're just going to grab whatever punch And actually, since we already did the scoop, I'm not going to do the circle. Let's do the, what is this, heartfelt hexagon? Pretty sure that's what it's called. So I know that here's my top. I am just going to scoot that down, and I'm just going to pinch it lightly so that I can show you. No, that's not centered. Okay, I'm eyeballing it. If you want to make a mark for the center, you can. I'm eyeballing the same amount of paper on each side. That's how I'm thinking that it's centered. And then I'm just going to punch. So now when I put this back underneath, look at that adorable neckline. Isn't that so super duper cute? I don't even know how I thought of this, but I did. Honestly, I don't know if anybody else has done it, but that's what I did. And I think it's super cute. So that's step 2. Now we have those pieces ready. And then we grab our silver foil. Once again, we're going to cut this one that we did on the front piece. Oh, thanks, Cherie. Hi, Amy. Hello, everyone. All right, so we're just going to line up the top, up at the top of the silver here. And let me measure this for sure. I know I told you approximately. So yeah, approximately 2.5 by 5.5 or 6 is a really good size, and it can be a scrap. It doesn't have to be something that you cut out of the whole 12 by 12. And while you're cutting this, if you want to grab one of the 2 little zipper pulls, this is a good time to just set it on there. And I actually, what I did was I cut 2 at once while I was cutting this zipper. And then I just am keeping them all in a little container over here so that I have lots of extra zipper pulls. Okay, so I'm going to turn around and cut that. And we can decide which zipper pull we're going to use. Let's see, this one's stuck in there. Okay, so 2 different zipper pulls. You have your choice, what you would like to use. I guess they go that way. Yeah, that way. Okay. You could also cut the zipper pulls out of this. You can see here that I was just using up lots of my foil scraps to cut my zipper pulls. So you can cut it out of whatever works for you. Now, this is the only tricky part of the entire card. So once you get this next step kind of mastered, you've got it. Okay? It's totally easy. You are going to line up this piece. Let me zoom in one more time. Whoa, sorry. A little shaky, but I want you to be able to see this. Okay. Do you see how this is cut down to there? Okay. That did not cut either side of the vertical. So we need to use this. We need to use this piece, and we need to line it up right up here at the base of where those 2 diagonals cut. And here's the thing, you just sort of, you can feel right there, it locked right into place. So you just kind of move it up and down. You're going to feel it lock into place. You're going to want to use a couple of Post-it flags or washi tape to hold that. Okay, I'm going to turn around and cut. And, oops, sorry. And then we will glue all the layers together. So this is what it cuts. And there is your zipper, your silver zipper piece. And you're going to have lots of these. So if anybody figures out an absolutely fabulous thing to do with all of these, let me know. So that's all our pieces except for pockets, which, oh, wait, that's not all our pieces. We need our trim, Sorry, I got ahead of myself. So we are going to cut 2 pieces of trim. And this is two-tone Pretty Peacock, but whatever, you know, this could have been like a saffron type color. That would have been pretty. Crushed curry. Sorry, we don't have saffron anymore. Curry, that sort of a yellow color. You could do whatever you want. I'm just going to kind of replicate this card so that you can, you know, see where we're headed with this. All right. I didn't mean to mislead you earlier when I said we were done cutting. There we go. There's all our parts. And if you forget and you're thinking, wait, I need a refresher, this graphic will be on my blog tomorrow, pattystamps.com, and it shows you the pieces and the layers. And it reminds you about cutting the neckline with the punch. So don't worry, you can always pin this or save this tomorrow, and then you'll have your roadmap there of what we're doing. What you're doing, because I already did it. Now, let me show you my tips for putting these layers together. I highly recommend that you use a silicone mat. I'm going to flip the piece upside down that is the front of my hoodie jacket. Ah, who said that? Hang on, I was reading a comment. Katie was saying, like, what about a lapel piece? That could be very interesting. I bet that would work. I bet that would be very fun. Linda's having flashbacks to sewing in home ec class in the 60s. Yep, I did that in the 70s. And I even wore the things that I made. Okay, so as normal, you're going to go around your perimeter, right, of your card. But then you want to make sure that you get glue in these little flaps that, let me lift this up and remind you. So remember I showed you that these, oh, that one actually stuck together just a little bit at the top, but these are loose. So you want to get glue on those and on the part next to it. And then I kind of went down where the zipper is going to be just so that we have a really good seal on our whole card. And then you're going to put that on top of the shirt. And remember, we already used the punch. So now I can seal down those 2 little flaps that were kind of sticking up. I'm just going to scoot this into place. One of the tips that I included in my blog post for tomorrow is using liquid glue so that it gives you just a moment to get all these layers just scooted perfectly into place. Isn't that cute? I mean, just that in itself, I think is just adorable. But we're going to keep going. So now we are going to add the silver zipper, and it just lines up perfectly right on top of what's already die cut. So I found it easier, instead of handling this piece with a bunch of glue, I just put it right on here because I already knew right where it was going to go. I know it's going right on top of there. To line this up the easiest, I look at this little opening. So you have the zipper, what are those called? Not tines. What are zipper teeth? I think they're called teeth. So not the teeth that are separate, but the first one where they close. I'm going to look right there. And then I'm going to look at the same spot on my card. And that's what I'm going to line up. And I found that just to be the super duper quickest way to get this to line up. Super easy. And then you just press it down and hold it because you've got the glue already on your card. Okay. So now we have our zipper, and this is why you want to use your silicone mat, because a little glue squeezed out right there. Okay, so now the zipper is there. And then we're going to add our trim on top. And I just always like to make sure before I put the glue down that I've got my pieces are long enough. I like the color. Yep, I like the color, all that. So now I'm just adding the glue to my card. I find it easier than trying to handle a really skinny little piece with glue on it. That's just not my deal. It gets all over for me. And I am lining up, let me put this down and I'll show you what I'm lining up. I am lining up, see this point where it bends? So it's two angles there. That point I'm lining up right at the joint of the Y of this zipper piece. So it's not hard to line up at all. You kind of know you've got it in the right spot. You can have as much or as little of your zipper showing as you want. So you can pull those pieces in or you can pull them out, and it doesn't matter at all. It's just a little bit different look. Then I just put another silicone mat on there so that I can press down without getting any glue on my hands. Isn't it cute already? It's so cute. I liked using my glue dots for the zipper pull. So you can take your pick. We have the two different zipper pull options. Well, that one's sticking to my finger, so I'll just use it. So I just pressed down onto my glue dots in two spots, and that's how I got the adhesive on my zipper pull. I'm going to add that. Cute. I think that little touch is just adorable, don't you think? Yes, Teresa's cuteness. Joyce says adorable. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad everybody. Teeth. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I thought that's what they were, teeth. So there we have sort of just the basics of the front of the card. And then if you have any Teflon coated scissors, you might want to use it for trimming just in case the glue seeped out a little bit. Or if you use a pair of paper snips, like just for gluey surfaces, that's an option as well. But you're going to trim off those excess pieces. And there you have the front of the card. And you can decide what color of card base you want it on. I think I'll just kind of copy this one. But I do want to show you one more option. If you have the two-tone paper or just the petal pink paper, this is the two-tone petal pink. The lighter side is a skin tone, and I'm just matching my own skin tone. You can match any skin tone you want. This is just pale Patty skin. That gives a cute little addition of skin tone, and it doesn't need a very big scrap. So that's an option. And in fact, you know, I kind of like that. I think I'm just going to add that, but I don't need that big of a piece. So let me chop this, and then I'll have, so what is that? A little over 3. So I'll have enough for 2 different cards this way. I can use this one on a different card. We have lots of skin tones, and if you don't find a cardstock color, one thing that you could do is use our skin tone. I think they're called the natural tone blends. We have 10 different natural tone blends. You could always just put some color onto white cardstock if you want to match a specific skin tone. So I'm going to just go ahead and add this to my card base, and then we'll finish up with the pockets and the inside. Okay, I think we don't need this anymore. And it gives quite a different look, doesn't it? With the skin tone under there. You know, it's totally optional, whatever you would like to do. So let's talk about pockets, because I have a couple tips here for you. And let me find, okay, stop. Silly thing just keeps rolling all over. Let me find my scrap. Here it is. So this is a good way to be using up your scraps. And you can grab the 2 pocket dies. If you are going to use something like this that has a pattern, you kind of want to look visually across and make sure that where you are putting your pocket dies, they're going to line up so that your pattern lines up. So I wouldn't do like one like this and one like this. It's going to look really funny. Well, okay, I guess you could. I should never say you shouldn't do something because, you know, people might want it that way. But let's just say to my eye, perpendicular Patty Planner would like it to line up. Okay, hang on, because I have 2 more tips to share with you on this, so don't go away. Don't go away. I'm just trying to get that lined up without... Okay, let me pick it up and look. It's hard to see when you're not looking straight down and you're filming a video. So there we go. Okay, so do you see how those kind of line up? And so to my eye, that's going to look nice. So I'm going to die cut those. Okay, very cute. Do you see the difference over here and here? Can you see the little outline on those pockets? I want to show you something that I've been doing a lot lately on cards. Excuse me, on cards. And I'm actually surprised that nobody has commented. Nobody has asked. And so I'm like, well, I know nobody asked, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I've been doing lately on layers of my cards. I've been taking a Stampin' Blend marker, the broad tip, the brush tip, and I have been adding an outline to a lot of my layers. I have been doing this especially with black when I want an outlined layer on my cardstock, but I don't want to use an actual additional layer of cardstock. I've been doing this for several weeks. If you go back and scroll through my blog, you'll probably see several of the samples. And like I said, I'm surprised nobody's asked about it, but there you go. That's how you get just a nice little outline to give some definition without doing a separate layer. So there you go. Oh, Mary thought I was drawing the lines. Yeah, it's much easier than drawing the lines. You can draw the lines. You know, I often do that with my triangle, my drafting triangle, and a marker, but this is so much easier. So there's a tip, and you can use it on any layers. It doesn't have to be a this pocket zipper card. It can be anything. And then last tip is the adorable textured dots, or you can use any embellishments that you have. These aren't those cool for, there you can see them. Aren't those cool for like little rivets? And so I just did some, as you saw, in the corners. And I thought that added such a fun little last bit of just, I don't know, stepped it up like one more little notch. I did let's see, on this one, I actually added 4. I'm not sure if I'm totally in love with all of those, but I mean, it's fun. It's still fun. That's a different pack. That's the In Color Opaque Sparkle Gems. But see what you have, see what you like. And then before you go, let me just show you, and I'm just going to use this scrap for right now. So the different necklines that I was doing, so if you use the to the point punch, that's how I got that neckline right there. That's the to the point punch. Obviously not in plaid, but you get the idea, right? So let's see, we did the heartfelt hexagon. Okay, so you saw that. The circle, I mean, that's, you know, pretty obvious, pretty easy. That one doesn't need a lot of explanation, right? You just punch out a little piece of the circle and you get a scooped neck. So that one's fairly easy. Let's see, that's heartfelt hexagon. Oh, this one, I wanted to show you this. Oh, and one more circle punch tip. This one, I actually used a heart. I used this heart right there to make that little sweetheart neckline. I just didn't want a completely straight V, and this is not a completely straight V. It has that little curve to it, and I thought that turned out amazing. I was like squealing on that one. Loved that. And then these two you might have seen. Well, it's a scoop neck, but then there's the little trim on the t-shirt. So then all I did with that one was whatever circle punch I used for the scoop, I went in just a little bit. Okay, so just a little ways. And then I scooted it down. And I got this piece, and that is what I added to give it a little bit of a trim. So that's what I put on here and here. Again, I mean, paper dolls to the max, paper dolls for grown-ups. I'm telling you, so much fun with all of these patterns, mixing and matching, little embellishments. Oh my gosh. I couldn't stop. Like, can you tell? I couldn't stop last night. So hang on a sec. I'm going to see if there's any questions. Yes, the heart is perfect, Lois. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Lynn. Oh, good, Polly. I'm glad that you can use them. Tammy says, wow, wow, wow. Thanks, Gail. I'm glad you like it. Anne says she was mistaken that she didn't think she needed. Oh, Diana missed the outlining. I just used, hang on, where did I put it? So I used the brush tip of my marker and I just went across the edge of my paper. So whatever you're trying to outline, you just drag your marker right across it. And I've been doing it on sort of, I guess you would call it like a faux layer. I've been doing it with my black stamp or black Stampin' Blend on layers so that I don't have to use black paper as a layer. And it's so quick and easy and cheaper than adding a layer of cardstock. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks, Janet. What ribbon or twine would make a good zipper pull? Oh, like you mean to tie it on there? I mean, I guess you could. I would just think maybe linen thread. I hadn't thought of that. That would be cute. So maybe you're asking about this one, like putting it right in this little hole and make it like a little tassel. That would be adorable. That would be very cute. Good idea. I know. Tammy says she told me to step away last night and I did not. I kept making them. I could not stop. They are so much fun. Oh my gosh. So fun. Yes, Lois, I thought of that. So Lois says you could make them using high school or college colors. I was going on and on in my mind about all the things, like you could match your dad's favorite shirt, or maybe your mom had a favorite blouse, or your kid's school, or yeah, anything. And then I was thinking, how am I going to make this with 49ers for my husband? Because he has like 800 hoodies that are 49ers. I'm like, okay, I've got to figure out what way to do that. So my mind just wouldn't stop last night. It made just so much fun. Thanks, Joanna. I'm so glad you liked these. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, everybody, you are so kind. Can you show the whole set? Do you mean the bundle? Is that what you're talking about? Hang on. Now these are a mess. So let me regroup. And it's in the online exclusive, so don't forget to download that from my newsletter or my blog, because you won't find these in any catalog. So these are just online exclusive products. Or you can go to the online exclusive section in the store. You know, that's totally fine. It's just not super easy to find always. So hang on, I'm getting there. So here you go. This is the whole set of dies. You have your 2 pockets, the zipper we cut first, the long piece, and the trim pieces. And then these cute little pieces, and you can use those. Those have matching stamps in the stamp set for the bundle. Let me just see if there were any other questions. Let's see, put the 4 and the 9 on the pockets. Yes, that would be cute, Robin. That would be a Letterman's jacket. Yes. Yep. Oh, I'm glad you like this, everyone. Thank you. I'm glad you like the tips, Kelly. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So any last minute questions before I let you go? Otherwise, you can see all of these on my blog tomorrow. So pattystamps.com. All of the supplies are already there today. All the DSP, the bundle, everything. So if you don't want to wait till tomorrow to see the cards again, you can just hop over to pattystamps.com right now and click on any of the supplies to order online. Yep, great way to use up DSP. Exactly. That's what I was doing with the Lily Pond Lane. And like, you'd never even know that's Lily Pond Lane, right? That one and this one. Those patterns are from Lily Pond Lane, except for the Timeless Plaid. So yeah, fun way to use up patterns and papers and things that maybe you just had a few pieces left. Yes, I will be at On Stage, Robin. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Debbie. Yes, please watch the replay and please get better. Thanks, Robin. I'm so glad that you all enjoyed the ideas. Oh, the necklace, Lynn, you must have missed in the beginning. This is the low profile dots, and the center one is colored. So I used the pink ones, and then I colored one with a Stampin' Blend. Isn't that fun? I thought that was adorable and just an additional fun way to enhance our paper doll experience. Yep, and great for men. Yep, you can see I did several that you don't have to have flowers. You don't have to have the necklace. Yep, I think this is just limitless. So much fun. So thank you, everyone, so much for joining me again for another weekly Friday crafting video. So much fun to chat with you all. And again, you can just find everything at pattystamps.com tomorrow, including this graphic with a reminder of all the pieces that you need to cut to layer together to make these cards. And I hope you have a fabulous weekend and a fabulous week next week. I won't be live next week. I'll be at the Stampin' Up! On Stage event, but I hope you'll still follow me on my business Facebook page every day for updates, for sneak peeks, for all the fun that we are having in Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you again, everyone, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.